Every storm runs out of rain, and that's true with the storms that you're facing in the music industry and in your music career and in your life. And I'm going to encourage you to keep fighting. Let's go into this and rock it. Boom.
I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base.
So hey guys, welcome to another Smart Music Business podcast episode. And I'm freezing my butt off. I started to go for a walk. I was listening to some demos for an artist I'm coaching. He's killing it. Love it. Love these hard-working artists I'm coaching this month. It's my inner circle. I sometimes open up spots to coach with me one-on-one, and I talk with you every day, email, all that stuff. And what was cool is one of the artists I got to meet with at a coffee shop at a Starbucks, and so we just got to smash it, some ideas for about an hour, and that was awesome. I don't open that very often because it requires a lot of my time, and I only normally open it up to my fan base university members first because, they're already committed and they're, working with me. And so if you want to ever want one-on-one access, make sure you're a fan base university member. But sometimes you just need that one-on-one coaching. Sometimes just someone just to point out what is it that you need to do to fix, to grow, and just to get it, to the next level. It's amazing sometimes when I've hired somebody just to, help me and just go over my stuff with me and just focus on my stuff only, and just nail it out. So that's been really, really fun. And, but man, it's freezing out here right now. Literally, a couple days have gone by, the temperature has dropped. And, I just want to encourage you though today. I heard this quote and it was, every storm runs out of rain. And, maybe you're going through a good season right now where you're killing it. Maybe you're going through a tough season, or maybe you're just going through a season where you're about to reap what you sowed. But I just want to say this, when it comes to storms in life, if you want something tomorrow, that means you've got to plant something today. That means you got to put in the work now. You got to hustle now. You got to get out there now so that you can have something later on. I think it was this guy Garrett Whitey was talking about. He's like, I'm hustling. I'm doing all my marketing. I'm doing all my stuff now so that I can reap in 2020, and then in 2020, I'm going to hustle so I can reap in 2021. And it's so true that, and it's that work and that's that constant effort and putting it out there that helps us to reap later on. Because if we don't put in the work now, then we won't be able to reap later on. And so when a storm does hit, if you haven't laid the foundation, if you've got things happening for you, then there's nothing that you've planted, so you have nothing to reap, no harvest, whether that's in, money, work, shows, tours, sync placements. One thing I'm realizing is everything takes time, and we want stuff instant, and the only instant thing that I really believe there is really ads, Facebook ads or YouTube ads. You can, if you have a music video or you have something to sell, you can literally just turn that on and instantly have people, looking and listening to your music. But a lot of other stuff, unfortunately, it takes time. Radio takes time. And sometimes you feel like you're getting hit by this storm. But I just want you to know it will eventually run out of rain. As long as you stay in the game, put up your umbrellas, fortify your business, fortify your mind. And it's true that no triumph comes without a trial. And you might be going through a trial right now where it is hard times, it is tricky times, and I just want to encourage you to keep fighting, keep pushing through, because you are going to have your breakthrough. But you just got to know that this music industry is not microwaved, okay? Because even with Facebook ads and YouTube ads and all that marketing that I teach, which is obviously important and it all helps, but sometimes you still don't reap the rewards till later. A lot of the Facebook ads and marketing that I've done the last, couple of years, and now doing a Kickstarter, I'm finally starting to reap some of the rewards. But one thing I've realized as I'm promoting this Kickstarter is it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it sometimes feels like a storm. And some days are up, some days are down, and it's just a struggle. But that's why you just got to be consistent, because the storm is going to run out of rain, and all of a sudden you're going to have that sunshine. You're going to have good days, and you're going to have bad days. But I just want to encourage you to hold on. And I say it again: no triumph comes without a trial. All right. Fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. You fight through that storm. You hustle through that storm. And I heard another guy say, I think it was Les Brown, where he was struggling in business. He was going through a storm, and he was like, "Oh, how can we cut expenses? How can we, pull back and just survive?" And his friend said to him, "Les, are you trying to shrink into greatness?" He's like, "No, you need to expand. Don't think about how you can cut expenses. Think about how you can increase the income." And so that's what I say to you, and I even say it to myself. How can I not cut my expenses, but how can I increase my income so that those expenses don't even matter anymore, right? Because we want to grow. We want to grow, and so sometimes that's figuring out how to leverage your time, how to get the income up, how to raise your prices, how to make things happen, be more resourceful. And so I hope that gets your mind thinking about stuff, because specifically I want to go back to the sync placements and stuff that I've been working on and trying to grow that side of my music business and writing a lot of songs. And we've been doing that for, I guess, what is it now, 10 months, and we've gotten a few. But I know that we've written a heck of a lot more songs. We put a lot of work in there, but have we reaped fully? Yeah, we've reaped a little bit, but it definitely has not been an overnight thing. And so I need to keep sowing into that. And, talking about storms and planting and all this stuff, some of you, and this has happened with certain artists that I've coached, and it's happened even with me, is that you plant, and you hustle, you do tours, you play shows, you really get in the game for a while, and then something happens, and then you disappear for like months, and it's basically like tearing up all those seeds, and you pull up by the root, everything that you've done. And you don't plant it, and then you let it die, and then the weeds come, and all of a sudden you got to start from scratch, and you got to start working on your career again because you took a huge hiatus and disappeared. I know a real famous band that was killing it for a while, and they took a huge break, and they still have not been able to get back to where they were before because they took such a long hiatus. And I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that or whatever, but just know, like, you can take a break, you can have rest and stuff, but you can't just disappear off the map forever. Okay? Yeah, you need to somewhat stay in the game and keep moving this. Like, that's what kind of bums me out sometimes when I see these artists. They go hard at it for so long, and they do get momentum, but it's not as much as they want. It's never as much as they want. It's never as much as I want either, okay? We always want more, What was the question they asked? I think it was Rockefeller, or one of those super rich dudes. He's like, how much is enough? Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, And that's true. And we will never be satisfied enough. Okay? You can have a goal to hit 100,000 this year, and then maybe you hit it, and you'll be like, oh, it should have been 150. You know what I mean? And like, I've even seen it with super successful people, friends, some of my entrepreneur friends who, they think hitting the 100,000 or the $500,000, or then you get to $1 million, and that's not enough. And then it's more. And so that's why you got to learn to enjoy this journey. You got to learn to enjoy this stride. You got to learn to be thankful while being hungry. You can be hungry, you can be thankful, you can be hustling, and you can be enjoying, though, at the same time. So persevere, my friend. Keep holding on, my brother, my sister. If you're going through a storm right now, buckle down, but keep doing the work. Don't shrink. Expand. How can I get out there more? What's something that I can leverage? What's a phone call I can make right now? An email I can send to someone? Reach out. You know what blows my mind? I was at the park with my daughter, and I was playing with her, and it's kind of at this age where she doesn't want me like right beside her playing, and so I'll just be kind of hanging out, keeping an eye on her as she's playing with friends, and and I realized, I'm going to follow up with a couple more radio stations. And I literally just went into my sent items and I just grabbed the email. I just opened it up and hit resend. Didn't change nothing. Just hit resend, like, because the email already was a follow-up, like, hey, did you listen to my song yet? And guess what? I got a response right away that was like, yeah, Chris, we just added it. And I was like, boom. And it's just that, like, dude, that's like just while I'm at the park. Okay, just sending that extra email, doing that extra little bit of work. And I did this with another station as well, too. And right when I get off this podcast, I'm going to go and send some more emails and do some work. And guess what? I encourage you to frickin', turn me off and go think of something that you can do right now, or write it down. As soon as maybe you're driving, I don't know where you're listening to this, but once you're done listening to me, go and sign up. And if you need monthly encouragement and you want to be held accountable and be encouraging with different ideas and stuff, and actually like look at your stuff, join Fanbase University. Okay, get on there. It's freaking only $40 a month right now. I should be charging $100. Okay, because if you get access to me for over an hour now, twice a month, and you get all my courses, and it's just fun. It's good times. So, anyways, I believe in you and want to remind you: a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So don't you quit, and neither will I.
So if you're a struggling artist and you're just trying to figure out this music industry, you want to go full time with your music, you want to get noticed on social media, or learn how to launch an album, an EP, or just get your music more marketed out there, I want to encourage you to check out my coaching program called Fanbase University. Every single month, I jump on the phone 2 times with my students and I coach them and I teach them how to market their music, how to get noticed, how to handle booking agents, record labels, and just get their music out there. Also, you get access to exclusive training, you get interviews with music industry professionals. If you want to find out more and not do this on your own, not struggle, because I've wasted thousands of dollars on my career and now I want to coach other artists. Check out my program, fanbaseuniversity.com, or click the link below to find out more info.